Mi gente Latino, you already know the rules. Si no eres Latino, you're Latino for the video, okay? Me and you, Latinos. And then when you hit pause or you get off or you're like, fuck this fat bitch, I don't want to hear what she's saying, you're no longer Latino, okay? My page, my rules. Week 2's in the fucking bag. Week motherfucking 2. 14 days of pure dedication to myself, my sanity, and my physical health. I do want to do more weekly videos because it just feels more natural to sit down and yap than it does to like, oh, I need to put my phone down and walk away from it and then come back and get it so that I can vlog me walking every day. Like that just isn't natural to me. I get caught up in things, especially like with the baby. So it's like, I don't want to feel like I have like another thing to do on my daily task when I already have a bazillion things to do. So yeah, I have to update you on days 2 through 7 and then also this week. So I'm gonna do the kind of more like a summary at the end of each week. So I'm hoping to have those recorded Saturday early afternoon. That way I have like the rest of the afternoon to edit and then post it before bed. My West Coast people, we have a 3 hour difference. So if you're gonna be watching and you care, sorry, you're gonna have to either stay up a little late. Well, I'm posting it on Saturday. You can stay up late anyways. It's not a school now. Are you guys okay with a 40-minute? I'm saying you guys. There's gonna be like one person who watches me. So are you okay with like a 40-minute video, babe? But that's really what I wanted to say. I'm really excited. My friend Dom, she texted me and was like, "You've inspired me to get back like all my walking shit," and I felt like, oh my god, like I literally could cry, and it just made me so happy because like even though it feels like no one cares and no one's watching, someone was watching, and someone does care, and they cared enough to let me know that like I was the reason, like I was the inspiration, and I just that motivated me in such a way that I was like, I have to make my video today. I can't put it off for perfection. I keep wanting, I'm gonna blow out my hair and I'm gonna do my makeup, and it's like I haven't made the time for that. And clearly, if I keep waiting for perfection, it's not gonna come, and then we're gonna be on week 4, and now I have 4 weeks of like updating to do. No, no, no. Do it now. Get it over with. Fix it later, get better later. Right now, you do what you gotta do. You do what you got with what you got, and you do it, okay? Okay. Week 1, I started out and I was doing great. The first day, I didn't complete my like little checklist until like 11:58. Like reading, and then that's like one thing that I was like, oh my god, I'm meant to like better, budget my time better throughout the day. So day 2 happens, and it was very similar in the sense where I was like, it's 11 something and I'm just wrapping up, and I was like, this just isn't working for me. So then Wednesday I was like, I'll wake up at like 3 in the morning or something like that, 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I saw how much I could get done. Was Wednesday I woke up, I think it was like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, and then I started my movement, which I normally start with yoga as my stretching, um just because I feel like it's like a warm up, because I do beginner yoga. I'm not Vinyasa or something like that, Cobra, Downward Dogs, Little Puppy, Cat and Cow. I, I don't know none of that, but I feel like I get a better stretch and I feel like my body is warming up when I do yoga versus when I just do like a mindful cool down. If I all I can give is a mindful cool down, which on Apple Fitness that is a stretch followed by like a brief meditation. That's all I got to give, honey. That's all I can give. And that's okay because it's better to do a mindful cool down than do what? Nothing at all. Exactly. Um, so I noticed that with the if I did yoga as like my stretching, again, I feel like my body's more warmed up and there's a stretch. So I did that. I think I did my dancing because I'm doing either dancing, specifically like hip and like ass shaking to like release some stored trauma, or somatic therapy. And somatic yoga is pretty helpful. I will say, like, it's pretty grounding. I've only done it twice, but I've liked it so far. So I'm thinking I will maybe make a schedule where it's like ass shaking, hip focus, dance, like and then somatic, like kind of alternate the days. So there's a little bit more, I'm getting a little bit of everything type of thing. So Wednesday I started that. And then later in the morning, after the baby had his bottle, I took him on a walk with me. I did my walk outside, yada yada. And I said, oh my God, that felt so much better and less like rushed throughout the day because we came in, he was napping. And then he woke up, but it was perfect. It was time for his bottle. So while it was time for his next bottle, I was able to do my journal entry, and then I think I was able to do my meditation while he played. I just, it's not like super silent meditation, but I'm focused on my breathing. I'm focused on, I think the intent of my action is more important than having perfect circumstances. Also, silence is uncomfortable. Why is silence so uncomfortable to me? Why is slowing down so uncomfortable? It feels so unnatural to me. Like during meditation, they'll be like, and just feel the elongation of your spine and breathe and feel your breath in your chest, in your rib cage, and in your belly button. And I'm like, okay. And then suddenly I'm like, I can't sit still. It's uncomfortable to just sit fucking still. Um, so yeah, there's that. And then I had a doctor's appointment on June 4th, but my doctor's appointment was at 8, but I knew I wanted to get everything done that morning, and the only way I could do that was if I woke up but early. So I did. June 4th, June the 4th, I was outside at 2:23 for my walk. I'm just gonna pull up my fitness app to see when I started my morning that day. I started my morning at, because I knew it would take me, I knew my checklist would take me about 4 hours. So I was like, if I wake up at 1, I will be done by like 5. If I go over or like something delays me, I have from 5 to 6 to like use that catch up time, and then I can shower. And then I didn't have breakfast because I wanted to have fasting labs in case my doctor ordered fasting labs. But I was like, that gives me plenty of time to be ready. So like, say for some reason it took me longer, there was a delay, I wasn't going to be done till 5:30. I had from 5:30 to 6 to shower, even from 5:30 to like closer to 7 to shower, and then head out the house at 7:30. So I was like, and then it fucking felt so great. Like I was like, oh my god. By like 6, I think I was done at like 3:13 with my walk. I took my progress pictures by 3:40 something, both my clothed ones and my nude ones. I did some numerology, which I was doing my numerology workbook that morning. So that was my reading, because like you also have to fucking read and then do the workbook aspect. And literally when we left the house at 7:30 something, like I literally had everything done, everything on my checklist done. Now, mind you, obviously the drinking a gallon, I don't have it done at that point, but I do that anyways. And I don't drink a gallon of water per se, but I do consume a gallon minimum worth, so that whether that's like through watermelon, cucumber, greens, like I anything that I drink and eat, I count that towards my hydration. I don't believe that I need to drink a gallon of pure plain water every day. Also, I feel sometimes when I do that, I feel actually dehydrated. So I think sometimes a gallon is too much. Like a gallon of plain water is just too much. And I could be wrong, probably like, bitch, that's so dumb, you're wrong. But just so, as since I have the checklist here, as a refresher, my goal is 90 minutes of movement, 30 minutes of it must be done outside, 15 minutes of it minimum, and the outside is also 30 minutes minimum, must be dedicated to stretching. Your girl is stiff and I'm tired of it. And then 10 minutes to twerking, shaking ass, dancing, or a form of somatic therapy. 20 minutes of meditation, which I've learned is a lot easier to digest if I'm spreading it out. So if I do like 5 or 10 in the morning, 5 or 10 like as soon as he goes down for a nap, 5 or 10 before bed. I feel like it benefits me more than just doing 20 minutes solid. But I'm still trying to incorporate the breaking it up throughout the day part. Because I'm kind of just like okay, this is the task. This is the task, 20 minutes. So I might actually update my checklist and then put like 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at like in the evening. That way it's like, but I kind of just do whatever. Like if I'm having a really stressful day, like I went to bed irritated, I woke up irritated. The other day, like everything was going wrong technology wise. Like I woke up at 1. I actually was ready to start doing stuff at 1. Like it didn't take me until 1:20 to get the morning started, but it did because of technology. And I was so flustered. Um, that day, when I was done with my walking and everything and all that, I literally did my 20 minutes of meditation solid because I was like, I need to calm down. I need to regulate. And I do that on Apple Fitness because it's like guided. I can't just like sit there and like by myself. And then I like it because they'll be like, if your mind has wandered, I'm like, damn, how'd you know? Greg, how'd you know? Janelle, how'd you know? Joanne, how'd you know? Christian, how did you know? And I've actually done like 2 meditations with the coaches on like Apple Fitness. And it just like hit, it's like one of those where it's like, if you're feeling not enough, like, and I'm not gonna cry in this video, I swear. I might be a liar. Do I go to hell if I swear and I lie? Fuck. But like sometimes like like you just hear something from the outside and you're like, dude, like it feels like a sign, it feels like a message, it feels like it was destined for me, to hear that, and it does, and I've actually gotten emotional, and I got the release that I needed out of it. Even at one of the end of the workouts I did, I can't remember exactly who the trainer was or what the workout was. They were like, "Thank you for showing up for yourself today, and just remember that you are capable and you're doing all the right things by showing." It was just like one of those moments where like I needed to hear that more than anything. And yeah, it was just really cool. I think the universe is beautiful, and I love how little random synchronicities and just things flow. Like when you ask for the universe for a sign, and then you're minding your business doing your workout, and then you get your message or you get your sign. I use the vibration plate 3 times a week. I've kind of this week I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then next week I'll do Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then again Monday. Like I'm just gonna alternate it that way. So sometimes it will be 3 times a week is just the minimum. I feel like it keeps me regulated. I feel like it helps with my soreness. 30 minutes of reading. I've been doing an audiobook, so I've been walking for like an hour all week. So I've been getting like a lot of reading done. I'm like 25 minutes away from reading my book or finishing my book, but normally I continue in the shower because like I was hooked on Yesteryear. I think that was such a great book. I'm getting towards the end and I'm a little shook because I for like 0.2 seconds I thought maybe, and then I said there's no way. But then something happened and I said, "Oh, maybe I was right about this." So now I'm like, maybe I'm not as illiterate as I thought because like I didn't get it right the first time. Like I had a hunch, but then I clearly was right. But anyways, we're not gonna get into that. 30 minutes of creativity, painting my numbers, doodling, coloring book, building a Lego, doing playing Sims. I was doing the 1 by 1 challenge. I got over that pretty quickly, not gonna lie. Just because there's no real structure. Like some of them said like your house has to be 32 or 36, 30, 64 or something like that. And then but 64 by 2, I'm like, that's a long ass fucking house. Um, and I don't know. I kind of got over it because there was no real structure, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually doing the challenge right, and it does matter to me. I know it's not that deep because it's a video game, but it was to me. Having that structure was very important. Track everything I consume. There's been days where I'm like over 300 or 400 calories. I'm not following an exact calorie deficit, and I think I stated that on my day one or somewhere during my week one videos. I'm not doing it like a specifically strict, like, oh, I'm only going to do this. I do have my app that I track everything in set for 2 pounds a week. So whatever that caloric intake is, that's the one that I'm using as like a guideline, but I'm also not like strictly sticking to it. Document my journey, and then I did on my full one, I put daily, weekly, whatever comes more natural. I feel like now I think I've figured out that the weekly is more my speed. Take a selfie, take progress photos, clothed and nude. I'm obsessed with knowing what my body looks like in clothes and outside of them. I feel like I look better and less fat naked. Could be in my head, could be delusional. I could just be obsessed with my naked body, but clean, tidy, and sort something. Um, Organize something, clean something, tidy it up. Journal, no edibles Sunday through Thursday, and then no sweets Sunday through Thursday, unless it's sugar free and fits into my macros. So, like if I want a sugar free chocolate or a sugar free popsicle or anything along those lines, then I can. With cleaning something and journaling, that is stuff that I already do every day. I just wanted to make sure I added it to this list so that I wasn't so focused on my movement, the vibration plate, the reading, the creativity, that I wasn't still journaling every day, making sure I made time for that. So that's the refresher of what my goals are. I will share my rings, and then I'm also going to share the food that I ate. Like that's how open and honest I want to be about all of it, because you can lose weight and you can shrink inches and shrink on the scale and also eat whatever the fuck you want. It's very possible. I did it once. I'm doing it now and again. I'm not even following a strict diet. I'm using that as a guideline. If I stay in it, great. If I don't, Awesome. That's fine too. Now, am I also going like 1,000 calories over? No, unless it's something that I really, really, really want. I'm not doing that. Um, so let's talk about week one a little bit more. You're probably like, girl, it's been 15 minutes. Get to the point. So week one, like I said, I was kind of figuring it out Monday through Wednesday or Sunday through Wednesday, and then Thursday it clicked. Like if I wake up early, I have the most energy in the morning. But with the baby, I have to break everything up. So I don't want to go outside for 20 minutes and or walk for 30, 30, 40 minutes and then not be done with my goal and then have to like find time later and find the motivation. Like I just like to keep the momentum while my body is hot, warmed up, and ready to go. I want to do it. So like I said, Wednesday is when I woke up a little bit earlier, and guess who woke up with me? My son. In case that wasn't like obvious. And then Thursday I was like, I'm gonna wake up at 1, get everything done before my appointment. Guess who also woke up at 1? Yup. And like that's out of my control. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like that's fucking annoying. It really is because like you literally have been waking up at like between 4:30 to 6:30 for fucking months, and now mommy want to log in, and now you're like, mommy, I too will be waking up with you. Please be so serious, my son. There's no way you hate me that much. So it was very frustrating. There was also some other frustrating things going on in life behind the scenes. And it sucked. And then like fucking Wednesday, was it Thursday? Wednesday, I like my throat was kind of like, but I thought it was because it had been so windy and we had the windows open because like why would I pay for AC when the wind is free? You know what I mean? Um, but I just figured like I chalked it up to that, and then like Thursday evening, like I just started not feeling very well at all, and I was like, bruh, my son also got me sick. Great, and I'm like, it was such a frustrating week one because like I said, I felt like I was struggling on like Sunday through Tuesday with like getting I wasn't getting things done until like 10:30, 11 something, 11:57. I was like, it's better time management. And then Wednesday again, I woke up early. The baby woke up early with me. I was like, oh my gosh, why me? So those frustrations are real and they're out of my control, but like they still exist. I don't care if that makes me sound like a bad mom. I was annoyed. I was very agitated because it's like I'm finally logging in. I'm finally dedicating time for me and pouring into myself, and like things just aren't going the way that I hoped and the way that I planned. And then Thursday when it happened again, I was like, "You've got to be fucking shitting me." And then Thursday, like I said, it was like late afternoon to early evening. I started just like it kind of just hit me, and I was like, "Fuck!" Now I'm also sick on week one. Like, can a bitch catch a fucking break? I'm trying to do like the right thing, and it's just not fucking happening for me. So that was frustrating. And I'm just gonna be real, like that was really, really frustrating, and I was having a hard time, like emotionally regulating from it because I just felt like I couldn't let it go. Like I was just so frustrated because it's like I have been giving, obviously, like as a mother, as a partner, as a friend. Like I just kept feel like I was like I'm giving, 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 giving. And as soon as I get a little bit fucking selfish, it's just frustration, frustration, and it's like little things. Like they're not major things. Like him waking up is inconvenient at most. Do you know what I mean? But like you take so many little pebbles. I think I said it in one of my videos during the week of week one. I was like, a couple coins in your purse doesn't feel like anything. Until months later, you're like, damn, my bag's heavy. And you have all these fucking coins at the bottom of your fucking purse. It adds up. They may be little, but it does add up. Now I kind of wanted to talk rings and put like my Chronometer app. That's the app that I do want to share like the things, like all of my food and all of that. Good morning, good morning, sun. How are you? Skies above. Gee, it's great to be alive and love. Good morning, sun. Good morning. Week 2 is in the bag. let's talk about it. More so like what's going on currently. So there has been a couple of frustrations this week, but I've noticed I'm handling it a little bit better. And I don't know if that's just with how frustrating last week was that these little ones aren't getting to me. Um, Me and my baby dad had a conversation, and I think what I had said was something about like letting go, right? Um, and I was just like, what is, because the same way I said in my introduction when I was planning all this, what is hating my body going to do for my goal? Fucking nothing. What is holding on to those frustrations going to do for my goal of like being better emotionally, mentally, all of that things? And if I'm frustrated, I'm not giving 100% when I know I could be, because I'm just so like, grr, like, I'm like one of those Sims. You know how like you'll do everything right in your Sim, as soon as like one of the fucking moodlets goes away, your Sim's anger moodlet comes right back on, and they're just scowling and all over the place. That's how it feels. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really motivated. Like I said earlier, my friend Dawn texted me saying that I had inspired her to get back, like, back on her walking, and that just made me feel so fucking good. Because like my fat ass inspired someone to move their body. What? What do you mean? That's so that like every time I think about it, I just fucking smile. I think that's gonna be like my highlight of the week until like next week, hopefully. Or if next week there is no highlight, it'll still be that one. I'm definitely feeling lighter because I've been walking so much this week. I've walked like almost an, if not an hour, almost an hour every single day this week. Um, and I think on those walks, I mean, I have my audiobook on, so when I start to thinking, I have to like rewind the book. Um, but I've been locked into the book. The book was so good. So I just been walking a lot more, and there's something therapeutic about walking. And especially with me doing it at like, by the time I go out for my walk, it's like 1:30, 1:40, maybe even 2 o'clock in the morning. But it's just me and the moon. It's me and the darkness. It's me and the quiet. And there's something that feels really good about that. And it really allows me to be, I always write down gratitude in my journal every single day, but it allows me to like be grateful, to have eyes to see the moon, to have ears that can hear the birds starting to slowly chirp, or to hear the wind gust against the trees and rustle the leaves. And when there's leaves on the ground, what a blessing it is to be able to hear those leaves, stumble across the ground. How grateful I am to be able to move my freaking body. I'm mostly able. Does some things hurt? Do I need modifications? Am I perfectly abled? No, because I'm also fat as fuck. You know what I mean? So I do have my limitations, and there is back pain that I have like from postpartum that I'm starting to like realize is just like built up tension, and that's slowly kind of um disintegrating as like the more movement that I do, the more stretching I do, the more yoga I do. And I also feel like the vibration plate helps with that as well. I'll take a pillow and sit on the vibration plate, and then I just feel like it shakes some of that fucking energy out. And I'm just so grateful. Like, I know I posted about this on Facebook, but like, my body has created life, not successfully twice, but it created life successfully one time. It gave me a beautiful, healthy baby boy. Um, it's through all the abuse and neglect, it has not failed me. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I might. Like, I'm just so grateful to have a body that is even letting me, it's giving me the chance to honor it the way it's honored me. I have a body that is so forgiving for all of the neglect and all of the damage I've done to it, whether that's starving myself, whether that's overeating, whether that's making myself throw my food up, whether that's burning my skin as a form of self harm, whether that's cutting myself. She's never ever like failed me where I felt like I had no hope. And how what a blessing that is to have a body that loves me so much that it's led me to a point in my life where I can return the favor and I can tell her I'm sorry, and I can show up for her every day and do these things to make sure she's mobile, to make sure she's healthier, to ease some of that tension, to take some of that weight off of her. It's just something that, like, the more that I move my body, the longer these walks keep getting. the more I walk with the moon and the quiet and the silence and the peace of it all, I'm just so eternally grateful that I'm able to move my body and even get to attempt to do this for myself, because there's people who can't. And again, how amazing is my body to allow me and give me this chance to repair her and to heal her and to honor her. And I just think that's something that it's such a privilege and it's such a blessing that I can't take it for granted. I can't keep letting that just pass by the wayside as like my body moves. My body moves. Like I can see, I can hear, I can smell. Not really great right now because I'm still stuffy. But typically I can smell, I can taste, I can stretch, I can bend, I can rotate, I can, and maybe not perfectly right now because of my size and the lack of movement in the last couple of months. Um, but like my body lets me do all of that, and that's just something that like I can't take for granted, because something can happen to me tonight where I wake up tomorrow and I don't have that anymore. I have no option anymore. Not that I want to speak that into existence, but that's the reality of it. Like that's life. Like I can genuinely lose my ability to move, my ability to see, my ability to hear, my ability to taste, smell, and feel things. Sometimes I'm like, fuck this soreness, or fuck, like right now my feet are killing me. Um, and they hurt. I walk every single day and I'm walking several miles at a time every single day. So my feet hurt and I'm like, fuck, my feet hurt. And then I was like, fuck, my feet hurt. I get to feel that pain because I was able to move my body for so many miles. So like it sucks, but like it sucks that it hurts, but like I'm so grateful that it's something that I get to experience, because there's someone who has no sensation in their feet. There's someone who can't walk. There's someone who can't move their legs. There's someone who can't stand without being in like crazy excruciating pain. And that's not me, and that's such a blessing. So I've been really sitting with that, and I think that's also another reason that this week has just been a little bit better as far as like the emotional and mental state of everything. One thing that I feel like I can do better with is my balance. And I mean my physical balance for sure, because I'd be doing some yoga position, I'm like, yeah, I know them calories going up because I'm vibrating. But also like my food, and like not my food consistency in the way of like what I'm eating, but how I'm eating. So like today, all I've had is my body armor and some of this, and it's 11:43. I've been up since 1. I've been up for well over 10 hours. No, I've been up since 12:45 because the baby woke up at 12:45. Yeah, I've been up since 12:45. So like that's what I mean. And like sometimes I won't eat until like 9, 8 or 9. I really can't eat like as soon as I wake up. And like at 3 or 4, I just still don't have an appetite. Maybe I can try around like 5 or 6, try doing that and just like pace it out, like have my protein shake or my yogurt drink, and then like an hour later have the other one. Um, However, like again today I'm it's almost noon and that's all I've had in my body. But then it's like I also like if I spread it out more, I think I would be more satiated throughout the day, one, and then not feel like I need to have this gigantic dinner to top off the day because I'm so behind on like my intake. So I think that's honestly right now the only thing that I could do better outside of emotionally regulating myself. I do feel like the first week, because I was like moving so much, I was releasing a lot without noticing, and I think that's also another reason that I found it so hard to like regulate and get out of that frustrated state. Um, I will say again, I mean, literally every single day last week and even a couple of days this week, there was some sort of frustration that was genuinely out of my control. And I don't like when things are out of my control. And I don't like feeling frustrated. And then it leads to like me being frustrated, and then I'm frustrated, then I'm frustrated, and then I'm upset at myself for being frustrated with myself for being frustrated. And it's like it becomes so layered, and for what? It does nothing. So I think I really genuinely do feel like there was so much coming up physically, emotionally, because I'm like releasing and I'm moving my body and getting all that tension and stagnant and negative energy out, that that it wasn't helping with the frustrations. And I think in and of itself that was a frustration, with so many things coming to the surface. So those are the two things that I definitely can do better on, is more being more aware of my emotional regulation. And then, like I said, balancing my food throughout the day in a better way where it doesn't feel like I'm having a really big breakfast or eating breakfast and then immediately after eating lunch, so that I can make sure that I have time and actually want food for dinner. So I'm not going to bed like 800 calories under my already deficit. So those are two things that I definitely feel like I could be doing better. Something that I feel like I'm doing great at is showing up and just fucking doing it. I'm doing it tired. I'm doing it crying. I'm doing it hurting. I'm doing it sore. I did it sick. I've been doing it sick for over a week. I'm just doing it regardless. I'm not caring about how I'm feeling in the sense of like, oh, I don't feel good today, or I don't feel like the other day. I think it literally took me the 45 minutes that I walked outside. I only walked like I think it was something like 2.3 miles. So my average has gone down, but like that day, my miles were like 23 minutes. It took me, yeah, it was a little over 20. I think it was closer to, I think it was under 23 minutes, but like close to 23 minutes, like 22:40 something or 22 minutes and 50 something seconds or something like that. Um, but I did it. Like my options were to not go outside and complete my 90 minutes of movement and do my walk, or to just do it anyways. Those are the two options. You do nothing or you do something. And I genuinely feel like even if I was lollygagging, meandering, and it took me 45 minutes to do a mile and a half, I did a mile and a half. I could have done fucking zero, but I did a mile and a half. So I'm being very gracious with myself and reminding myself of that. I'm doing it at 1%. Low key, there might be a day where I'm gonna do it at like 0%, and I'm gonna meander for the 30 minutes minimum outside. Um, and like I said, there's some days where like I only do my 90 minutes and that's it. And there's other days like today, like the last couple of days, I've done like at least 2 hours minimum of movement and working out because of that time that I can do it in the morning. That's what I'm doing it. So that's week 2. You just don't have to overcomplicate it. You really don't. Stop overcomplicating it. That's for myself and that's for anyone if anyone is watching this. Stop overcomplicating it. A lot of working like losing weight stuff is hard because we overcomplicate it. Just don't. Just don't. Simply don't. Also, stop viewing food as good and bad. Food is food. It's not good. Is there a better option? Perhaps, but it's not bad. Okay? Stop viewing food in that way. Okay, mi gente, we gotta change the scenery. Let's talk stats. Week 1, weight 278.8, neck measured in inches 15.92, bust 46.73, right upper arm 19.18, left upper arm 17.15. I know I showed you my left arm, but I was showing you like where I measured. Okay. The forearm on my right side was, and I'm measuring at like the middle. I feel like that's a fair area. Um, my right forearm was 12.20. My left forearm was 12.18. Right wrist was 6.59. Left wrist 6.54. My waist was 45.74. Hips 52.91. That's a crazy number. Right upper thigh, because I feel like my thighs are very uneven. I have very large, like my thighs are large, period, right? But I feel like they're very large at the top and then a little bit smaller at the bottom. So I do have upper and lower thigh measurements. Right upper thigh 30.42. For my right, left upper thigh was 29.46. Right lower thigh 22.47. Left lower thigh 21.19. Right calf 18.87, left calf 19.08. Right leg, which is, I'm measuring, if I'm not mistaken, like right underneath where my calf is, like on the, not quite like by lower by my ankle, but like in between my calf and my ankle. Right leg was 4.14. Girl, you wish your leg was 4 inches. That's actually scary little. No, thank you. Right leg 14.21, left leg 14.29, right ankle 8.74, left ankle 8.81. Can I run comfortably? No. Also not going to attempt. My ankles are way too weak for that right now. How long does it take you to walk a mile? My average for week 1 was 22 minutes and 54 seconds. Can I touch behind my back like with my fingers? I could not on week 1. How was I feeling? I said I was going to give myself a 1 to 10, but I wrote sick. How am I mentally? Irritated. I was very irritated week 1. I'm telling you, it was everywhere. Week 2, which is the 7th through the 13th, weight 276.2. That means I'm down so far a total of 10.3 pounds, which I'm sure most of that is water. Again, with moving my body, I'm sure I'm getting rid of stuff, sweating, etc. My neck measured today at 16.21. Whether it's higher or lower, I'm making sure that I'm rating it. I also don't know 100% if I'm measuring where I measured the last time also with most of these. My bust was 46.73 still. Um, right upper arm was measuring at 1848. Left upper arm was 16.84. Right forearm 12 even. Left forearm 11.55. Right wrist was measuring at 6.56. Left wrist 6.49, waist 45.18, on hips 51.07, right upper thigh 29.62, left upper thigh 29.61, right lower thigh 22.09, left lower thigh 21.32, right calf 18.81, left calf 19.16, right leg 14.39, left leg 14.12, right ankle and left ankle this week both measured at 8.6. Can I run comfortably? No, I'm also not attempting. um I just simply don't want to. I don't feel like I'm there yet. My mileage went down pretty significantly in my opinion. I'm down to my average mile, it takes me 20 minutes and 33 seconds. I think that's amazing. I think that for a 2 week difference, I think that's insane. Um, I think hold on. I do want to compare my starting mile. So my start was 24.23. So 24 minutes and 23 seconds is what it took me. This week my average is 20 minutes and 33 seconds. Can I touch my fingers behind my back? No, but it definitely feels closer. I feel like I'm already closing in on that space. How am I feeling physically? Still a little sick. I still feel like I said I had that kind of like that drainage. I still kind of have like the body aches of being sick. So I gave myself a 5.5 out of 6. Mentally, I gave myself a 6 out of 10. I feel a lot more sane, a lot more clear. I've done so much writing, so much movement, so much talking either to myself, to friends, to family. Um, just a little bit of everything. I care more about how I feel than how obviously I care about how I look, right? No one's gonna go to the gym and work out. Not that I'm going to there, but no one's working out to like not care about how they look. Like there's always that benefit. Like, yes, is it about your health? Yes, about your mental health, yes. But there's always that vain aspect of like caring about how you look. And I think anyone who says otherwise is a fucking liar. And I'm just really excited to see the progress and to compare day 1 to day 91, like to see what that is and what I look like, how I'm going to feel. Yesterday I kind of had like a small mentee B, and I had to literally go in the mirror and point at myself. I had to just talk to myself like, you can do this, you are capable of doing hard things. Like Miss Rachel says, you can do hard things. And also Miss Rachel says, big feelings are okay. It's okay to have big feelings. Something else that I kind of hope for is that as I go, like my content or the progression of like the way I share things is a little bit more organized, a little bit more concise, and just overall better. Maybe it's not a huge priority for me. Would it be great? Yeah, but do I think I'm going to spend a lot of time and dedication to it? Also, I don't think so. I think if it if it seems worth it to me, I might, but it's not like number one priority on my list. It's like the very last thing on my list is like producing better content because like I'm just organic, I'm just real. If a fucking iPad or iPhone camera with a ring light isn't enough for you to engage or you like it or whatever isn't good enough quality for you, I'm not the person for you. Like, that just is what it is. And that's okay. Like, there's that. Like, I'm just going to be myself. And if that's enough, fabulous. If it's not, it's enough for me. And that's all that matters. Overall, I just care about being healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Um, and that's really all I got. This is going to be an insanely long video, and I do apologize that it is so long. Actually, I don't. You can put me on 2X on YouTube. It is what it is if that's your choice. Yeah, so that's all I got for you. If you're still watching and you haven't already, make sure you take your vitamins and supplements. You drink your water today. Just know that you are loved, if by no one else, by me. Eat at least once today. Make good choices, whatever that may be. You are worthy. I know these are things that are cliche, but it's something that I like to share because it's a reminder for me and it's a reminder for anyone who needs it. So take your meds, take your vitamins, and or your supplements, all three if you need them. Drink some water. Eat at least once a day. Make good choices. You are loved. You are worthy. Be kind to yourself. You are capable of great things. Have the day you deserve. I love you. And I hope that you don't give up today. I hope that you stay on this earth at least one more day. If that's all you can give me is one more day, do that. I love you dearly.